This video is part 3 of the IOTA for Flutter tutorial and demonstrates the creation of the simple app for macOS. In the first video, we initialized the Flutter app and set up the Flutter-Rust-Bridge. Then, in video 2, we completed the app for Android while also extending the Flutter code with the invocation of the Rust API for all platforms simultaneously. Now let's start with all steps to make the app ready for macOS. We need to create an Xcode project that can be imported into the other two Xcode projects for macOS and iOS. This project is responsible for library creation, as it includes build rules that instruct Xcode on how to create the libraries during the build process. We need to install the cargo Xcode command. I will now create the new project and expect that in the left lane there will appear a new project file. An additional step is required for macOS apps that use the dynamic library. Open the Xcode project file and select the root item Rust. Here it's important not to select the static library target but the dynamic library target. Under the tab Build Settings, you start to type dynamic and search for the item dynamic library install namebase. Change the value to target_build_dir. Okay, close this project. We will open the macOS Runner Xcode project to adjust all the settings we need for the macOS app. First, we have to create the sub-project Rust inside of the Runner project. At first, I choose the tab General, where I can change the minimum deployment target to 13.1. In the tab Build Phases, I make an adjustment to the target dependencies, where I choose the Rust CDI lib, and also as link binary I choose the dynamic library. As build setting, I want to adjust an Objective-C bridging header according to the file name I define from the generated header file. In this case, enter runner/bridge_generated.h. This file will be created by the code generation command. I copy it, and in my terminal I will execute this command, and you will see that this file is created. Here it is. Now I open the app-delegate Swift file and enter a dummy method from Flutter-Rust-Bridge to avoid that Xcode handles our library as that code. The method name is dummy method to enforce bundling. Now I launch the app the first time to see if it works or if there is something that I have to improve. The homepage is displayed, that's fine, and I want to see if the validation works, so I enter a short tag. That works as expected, and now let's see. We are facing here an unhandled exception saying no healthy node available. I will stop the app and explain why this happens. There's one pitfall when you are working with APIs, and the IOTA library uses in the background API calls to the node. And to avoid this kind of security issue, you have to complete a setting in the debug profile entitlements. I will fix that later here in this file, but at first I'm using the opportunity to handle my exception. The API is requested in the editing node page. I will surround the two code lines by a try-catch block where I catch the FFI exception. Whenever this exception occurs, I will forward the message of the exception to another function which I will write to show a snack bar. You will see how the snack bar looks like when I launch the app again and run into the same error. Here at the bottom is the exception message displayed. Now let's fix the error. As said, I have to create a new key in the file debug profile entitlements. I have documented it here. I think we are done now, and I launched the app the last time. Everything should work now. Okay, let's see if this tag data block is in the Tangle. The Tangle Explorer says yes. There's one very last thing I want to show you, and that's where the data is stored in my file system. The Hive database can be found in this application directory. You can see the path here. Okay, thank you for watching. Android and macOS are working now, and the next video is about iOS. Bye.